Hello and welcome to today's video. So this video is 30 things I want to do before I'm 30, and if I've timed this all correctly, as you're seeing this, I'm now 25, and I've kind of put this list together because it basically gives me 5 years to do 30 things, which is like 6 a year, so seems manageable. I don't know if I'm kidding myself. I could very well be kidding myself. And yeah, I basically just put this list together of things that I would really genuinely like to do before I'm 30. Not all of them are big things. Some of them are like simple, easy. Some of them are just like things to work on. Some places to go. There's loads of random stuff here. So I don't think I need to explain any further, to be honest. What I will say is, as I was writing this list, I started putting them in as like kind of like the easier ones to achieve first, and then like the more and more complicated ones further down. It's no longer like that. The theory of the list is like that. It should technically go like that, but it's really not. So it's kind of in an order of easiest to hardest, but it doesn't work for all of them. Let's just get on with it. So 30 things that I would like to do before I'm 30. Number 1 is go to Scotland. I am, as you see in this, now 25 years old. I live in the UK and I've never been to Scotland, which really just seems like a bit of a crime. And there's loads of places in Scotland that I'd love to go and I'd love to explore. So for me, that's something I'd like to do, go to Scotland. Then number 2 is go to Australia. So this is a lot more complicated and will be more difficult to achieve. I think the reason this seems easier to achieve is Jay, my boyfriend, has got family who live over there, and before the current state of the world, we'd actually almost completely figured out a plan to go, and we were saving and everything was going to plan, and we haven't kept that up. To be honest, we've done the opposite. When it came apparent that wasn't going to be something we were able to do, we kind of depleted that plan and moved everything elsewhere to be able to do things that we could do in this past like year and a half. So it's not super simple to do, but it's something that we would love to do within the next 5 years, to go to Australia. Then number 3 is kind of along the same lines as this, something we were planning to do, and this is to take Jay to Amsterdam. It's somewhere that Jay's always wanted to go. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to go too. Like, I'd love to travel everywhere. With Amsterdam in particular, Jay's always wanted to go, always wanted to visit, and then the world collapsed. So we didn't do it. This was meant to be a present for his 25th birthday, and it just didn't happen, and it's now almost 2 years later and it needs to happen. So within the next 5 years it will. Number 4 is kind of like a double whammy one. So it's to go to Disneyland Paris and to Disney Bound. Disney Bounding is something that I've always seen online and on YouTube, and I think looks so much fun. Like, I just think it looks great. I'd love to do it. I've done like a little video before where I like tried to dress as like 21st century Disney princesses. It was a load of fun, but yeah, not exactly the same thing. But I'd love to go to Disneyland Paris, which is technically drivable for us, and to actually Disney Bound whilst there as some sort of like Disney character. Number 5 is very reasonable, and this is to get a dog. We currently have 2 cats, and we're basically almost at the point now where we are ready to get a dog. We had certain things that we wanted to like tick off beforehand, and the only big one outstanding is to get the garden sorted. We don't really want to get a dog before we've got the garden sorted, but that should happen within the next year, so hopefully as soon as possible, fingers crossed, we'll get a dog. Number 6 is to complete our date jar. During the first lockdown, we created a jar of either free or super cheap dates that we could go on when we could, and we haven't done a single one. We've definitely been able to for a while. So I think it would be really cool to actually complete that date jar of like dates that we just made up. I think there's only about 20 in there. It's really not that many, and I think most of them are either free or less than £5, so it seems like something that we should just do, and it is something that at the time of creating we're really excited about, so let's continue that on. Number 7. This is one I don't actually really want to do, but as bad as that sounds, it's something I need to do, and it's something I need the kick up the butt to do. And to be honest, I think doing it will create a lot more opportunity and make things a lot easier for me, and this is to learn to drive. I've attempted this many times and it's just not good. I don't think it's for me. I really don't. I stress, I worry, I'm too like panicked and tight, and it's not good. But I need to do it. I need to. I can't get to 30 and not be able to drive. Like, even just simple things like going to visit friends that, you know, live a bit away, but I don't really want Jay to have to drive me and like stay. Like, I just want like a girls' night sometimes with my friends, but I need to learn to do that. I need to learn to drive just to be able to do the simple things, as well as eventually we're going to move and we now own a lot of crap because we've got our own house. So realistically we're going to need a car and to hire a van, which means 2 drivers. And so at the moment only Jay can drive, so I need to. And then number 8 is based on another video that I did. So a few days ago I did a video called 30 books I want to read before 30. I'll link it up above. And number 8 is to complete this list. There are 30 books that I picked out that I was like, I would love to get to these. I would love to prioritise these. I want to make sure I read these before I'm 30. And number 8 is just to complete that, just to actually do it. So hopefully I will. Then number 9 is to learn to crochet. I didn't expect to find crocheting hard because I do macrame, and that's basically seems like the same thing but with your fingers rather than with a hook. But I've found it really difficult to try and learn. So number 9 is to learn to crochet, and this will just take a bit of time and a bit of commitment. Like, I can't just watch a tutorial and follow it. I need to actually like practice a bit more. So that's okay, I can do that, and this is a realistic one and one that I'd really love to do. Mainly because I want to make the cats little birthday hats out of crochet, and then they'll be able to wear them either around their heads or on their collars, and it will look really cute on their birthday. Then number 10 is similar, but this is learn to knit. I have only attempted to knit once. I found a tutorial that was like super easy chunky scarf to knit for beginners, no experience necessary. I couldn't do it. So there is actually a place not far from me that does do knitting courses, so I am tempted to do that. But yeah, number 10 is learn to knit. Then number 11 is to run a half marathon, which I don't know why I want to do this, but I do. But it's a goal, and I think it's realistic. Like, I can train and get up and ready for that. Like, we've got so close to completing the Couch to 5k a few times now. Once you go in, I don't find it that difficult. It's the actual committing to it that I find difficult. So I need to commit, I need to do it, and I will. Then number 12 is one step further. Run a marathon. But the whole thing, I don't even know how long a marathon is. Probably too long. I'm probably going to die. But I'm going to run a marathon by the time I'm 30. In the next 5 years, I will have run a marathon. Then number 13 is to complete some sort of educational course. I left uni many years ago now, and I didn't complete that uni course. So the last time I completed an educational course was in college, and I personally think education is so important, and to keep learning and to keep our brains active and consuming new information and being able to completely like portray that information ourselves, like that level of understanding, it's really important. So I think keeping my brain active is the simple way of putting it, but I think a good way to do that will be to complete an educational course, whether that be just like some little like online course, whether I find something I'm particularly interested in. In 5 years time I might actually know what I want to do in my life. Maybe I'll have completed like a real educational course to like get me there, I don't know, but something along those lines. Number 14 is to learn Spanish, and this is the big one. I've started learning a few times using apps like Duolingo and like apps like that, and I've never been dreadful at it. I just haven't kept up with it, which is a recurring theme. But yeah, I really think it's something I could do, and I would really love to one day travel South America, and Spanish is the first language there, and not as many people speak English as a second language there. So being able to speak Spanish and communicate in the native language for the area I'm travelling would just be really amazing and really help me get to that. Number 15 is to learn BSL, which is British Sign Language. I've always wanted to do this. I used to know a little bit when I was younger, and when I was in 2016, my last year of college, and I was looking around universities, I looked around Bristol University just because it's known for having, just because the city of Bristol is known for having so many like sign language courses and like things like that. So I just would really love to do that, and I will. I'm determined, I will. Then number 16 is to have a completely second-hand wardrobe. Sustainability, ethically sourced clothing, and just not having a big carbon footprint and not having a massive impact on the world that is basically dying because of humans is really important to me. So literally right now everything I'm wearing, like both my top and my jeans, are second-hand, but not everything in my wardrobe is yet. So I would like to have a wardrobe where everything is completely secondhand, and obviously I'm not going to throw stuff away that I wear because that defeats the purpose, but I feel like in 5 years time a lot of my clothes will have worn out, and to commit to only buying secondhand to replace them is really important to me. Up until the pandemic I was only buying secondhand and had been for a couple of years, but unfortunately that's really difficult to do online. The only real way to do it is Depop, and people really overprice stuff on there. And I mean, I want to be sustainable and ethical, but I don't have the money to pay like 45 quid for a t-shirt. Like, no, I don't care what it is or where it's from. Like, not happening. Real secondhand shops where, you know, I think this top was like £1. Yeah, you get the point. Number 17, I don't know if this should count because it's to do something again, but I mean it's my list and I'm counting it. So number 17 is to go snorkeling with Jay again. We've been snorkeling a couple of times now, once just by ourselves, just like in the sea, and once on a trip, and both times we've absolutely loved it. It's been absolutely amazing and we've had so much fun, so it's just something I'd love to do again and to make sure we do again. Number 18 is to take a hot air balloon ride. These just look so amazing for me. It's so crazy. Like, I know scientifically it works. The balloon keeps you up. It's to do with the gas in the air, and I know scientifically it works, but I just can't wrap my head around it. And I was just thinking it'd be so amazing to be up in like a little wicker basket attached to a balloon up in the air, and they look so peaceful and so cool, and every time we see them in real life they just look amazing, and I'd love to go up in one. I think it would be a really amazing experience. Number 19, I don't know exactly how this will happen or when or where, but this is to see the Northern Lights. And obviously the closer you are to the North Pole and the clearer the sky, the better the opportunity. I haven't planned this one any further than I want to see the Northern Lights, and I want to do that by the time I'm 30. If I don't complete this one, I will understand, because I'm aware you can go right to the North Pole and be there and you just don't see them. I know you can't guarantee this. Even if I put everything into action that I could, like, I don't think I'll go to the North Pole for this. Like, you can see them from other places, but even if I put that in action, there's a chance that it wouldn't happen. So I just want to, this is something I want to do. I want to do it by the time I'm 30, but I'm being realistic with myself as well. Number 20 is to have a sport slash fitness hobby. I don't know what sport and I don't know what fitness, because I don't like any of them, but I have not tried all of them, and I'm determined there's going to be something out there that I like and I enjoy, and I think that'll just be really good for me. I hate going to the gym and like staying fit that way because I don't enjoy it, but there's got to be some sort of sport or like some sort of like fitness out there that I do enjoy. Like, I love yoga, but I do it maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, and when I do it I love it, it's great, but that's not a hobby, doing it 3 or 4 times a year. So I just need to find something I love and commit to it. Number 21 is a bit vague. It is to finish a scrapbook, because I've started many and I've not finished one. But I need to start finishing the scrapbooks I'm starting. I've started a few now, and my goal is that by the time I'm 30 I will have actually complete one of them, so we will see. Number 22 is to go to a tattoo convention, and this is something, since I started getting tattoos, I've always wanted to do. They look amazing. To be honest, like Bristol or Brighton tattoo conventions are the ones that I always see and think look really cool. Yeah, just to go, to see, to be in that environment, to be in that like artistic, like expressionistic, I don't think that's a word, but hopefully you know what I mean, crowd, and go to a convention and maybe even get a tattoo whilst there. So yeah, that's just something I've always really wanted to do, so yeah. Number 23 is a weird one. they get a bit crazier and a bit more odd as we go on. But this is to write a book, even if it's just for myself. I don't know why I want to do this, but since I was a kid I wanted to write a book, so why the hell haven't I done it? Like, it doesn't have to be good, but let's just actually write one, commit to it, write a book for myself. And yeah. Number 24 is to donate blood. I have never donated blood, to my knowledge. I might have as a kid, but to my knowledge I've never donated blood, and it's something I'm quite passionate about and really want to do. You know, like, I'm an organ donor. I believe in like giving back, and you know, if I was ill I'd want to have enough blood to keep me going, or whatever, however you want to word it. So yeah, that's a goal, to donate blood. There's been a couple of times where there have been blood drives near me, but there are some questions that you need to fill out, and unfortunately the government doesn't recognise tattoo practices as being completely safe. So if you've had a tattoo in the last 12 months you can't donate blood. So it's something I need to commit to like make sure I can do, or hopefully the government will realise that CD tattoos that happen in people's basements aren't a thing. These are like real establishments that are cleaner than fucking getting your ears pierced at Claire's, but whatever. We'll see about that one. I will do it, but it's just one that I need to commit to. Number 25 is to have a summer of festivals. I have often done like 1 or 2 festivals a summer, but the last 3 years I haven't, and I want to have a full summer of festivals. I actually volunteer at festivals. I've often volunteered through Oxfam and I love it. I want to have one summer where I dedicate that summer to just going to festivals, driving from one to the other, another reason why I need to learn to drive, and just keep doing it. You know, maybe a festival every other week, just something. I think that would be so amazing and such an amazing experience to have, and I personally know that I'd love it. Number 26 is a very practical one, and this is to have a rainy day fund saved up. This is something that I don't have at the moment, and like obviously I've saved in the past, but right now I haven't got a savings, so that's something I need to work on. We depleted both our savings to buy a house, so it's understandable that I don't have one, but I need to get that built back up and have that rainy day fund for anything that might occur. Number 27 is to either have a successful business or a successful side business, however I decide to go. I've got a few little like projects and businesses that I work on, whether that be on like Etsy or Facebook or like Shutterstock or like photography, and I haven't really committed to any of them. I just kind of do them as I please and when I'm passionate about them, which is amazing. But by the time I'm 30 I would like to know what I want to do with all of those and hope that one of them is like successful, or at least is, you know, side business, like side hustle successful. So yeah. Then number 28 is one, but it's like an either or one. So I either want to have completed my leg sleeve, or if I decide not to complete that one, like not to actively work on that one for a while, to have started my arm sleeve, which I'm putting off doing because I know what I want and it's going to cost a bomb. So yeah, it's basically to have done one or the other, however that works out. Number 29, another very practical one, is to have a retirement plan. I personally don't believe that state pensions and like getting a pension through works will be a thing when I come to retire. I don't think that's a realistic way to look at the world, and I don't think I can rely on that. So by the time I'm 30 I would like to have, you know, thought about it, got something down on paper. When I get to whatever age I decide I want to retire, this is my plan, this is where I will have money saved up, this is, you know, whether that be in investments, in ISAs, in however I want to do it. I just need to have a plan for myself because I don't trust that the government will still be doing anything for anyone by the time I'm like 70 years old. And then number 30 is a nice one, but it's not specific, and this is to be in the position to start looking for our forever home. So this seems so weird and so far off, like we got this place less than a year ago, but it's not perfect for us, and we brought it as a starter home, as wanting our own place and getting what we can afford, and it's perfect for right now. It's perfect for us, it's perfect for the 2 cats, and it'll be perfect for a dog. But any more than that and it's not. I would love to have 3 or 4 or, you know, some number of dogs, and I'd love to have reptiles. for that I need space for reptiles. I'd love to have loads of different animals all over the house, and we need a bigger place for that. So hopefully by the time I'm 30 we'll be in a position, not necessarily have like the correct savings, not necessarily be in that mind frame yet, but at least to start looking and figuring out exactly what we want, exactly how much room we need, where we want to live, that sort of thing. Because I think by the time I'm 30, Jay will be 32, so realistically by the time I'm 30 I want to be in the position where we're starting that process. So yeah, those are the 30 things that I would like to do before I'm 30. I'm sure there's many more, and I'm sure over the years more will come up that I want to do, but for now those are them. Maybe if I'm still doing YouTube by the time I'm 30 I'll look back at this video, who knows. But yeah, let me know what you think of these down below. If there's anything that you want to do by the time you're 30, or if you're older than 30, anything you want to do by a specific age point, do let me know. I think it's really interesting and a really cool conversation. If you liked the video, please do give it a like. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!